Okay, guys. So I found the only way to play Lethal Company, and that actually kind of scares me, and that is fully alone. So we're gonna do it scary style. Hang on. So so we're gonna go on solo. File 3 is my private. I really wish you could name the files. Okay. Settings.
Welcome to your first day on the job. This is your very own autopilot ship, where you will eat and sleep for the duration of your contract.
Alright, so I played this starting round a
Make
bit.
yourself at home. To complete the onboarding process, you will want to check the instruction manual and sign into your ship's computer terminal. We trust you will be a great asset to the company. Great asset to the company. Asset. Great asset to the company. Asset. Great asset.
The nice thing about playing alone is that you get all the money to yourself. And of course, playing alone does mean that you can't really use teleporter or an force teleporter, but you know. 10. There we go. One of the things that really sucks about this game is that you can't pause it. So if you like open up, even if you're playing alone, if you open up the menu, you still have to deal with the game moving around you. I did not realize this. The interesting thing is I'm pretty sure that there is like a story with like all the logs and shit, but I'm just always too interested in like doing the game. I like my little task simulator. What can I say? Fuck no, we're not going down there. This game is kind of like hardcore, where you've got to be... You can't play dumb. If you play alone, you can't play dumb. Now, of course, it's perfectly fine to play dumb when you're by yourself, or I mean when you're with other people. But, you know, specifically in my case, that's not something I like doing. I like playing it safe. And now here's the thing, I'm pretty sure I'm already at, if I'm not at quota with this, I am almost at quota. Now the important thing is I just need to make sure I get back to base. One of the things that really sucks about doing solo is you can't, if you die, that's it. Got E, no, that's G. So that is not quota just yet. That's pretty close. And honestly, I think it's close enough for me. Because, I mean, again, what are you supposed to do? This is one of the interesting things. One of the interesting things I've noticed is that when you do a performance report solo, basically when you do this solo, you the grading goes for the exact same amount of time. Right, so moon experimentation. I would have wanted to go to March, honestly, because I've had enough experience with March that I can handle myself there. But yeah, I'll take experimentation. All right. Right, so there comes. So here we have quota met, basically. Right? Yeah, that's quota. Anything at this point else at this point is just for the glory. Look around down there. Alright, so that's 87. Alright, well. You know what? Good enough for me. Pretty soon there's gonna be like speedrunning categories for this, for like solo. And I cannot wait. I really want to know like all like the dirty tricks, tips and tricks. But until then, and one thing that I know is really helpful is getting the bee's nest. But every time I've tried to do that with other people, it's been a failure. Wait. There was loot right out there? Oh damn. That sucks. $87 out of 350. Not bad. I mean, C's get degrees. Alright, let's... You know what? We're gonna stick with experimentation. I'm gonna take a peek and wait until we land to make sure there's not, like... Wow... That little triangle was... the thing. Was the bee's nest. Which I do not fuck around with. I've tried to fuck around with it a couple times because my sister has no impulse control. And so she's like, ooh, I want to do this. So I try. Every so often I'll try for her. Okay, that's not the kind of room you need to be concerned about. There's a very specific kind of room that if you find, like right on the inside, you're gonna run into a basilisk. Or not a basilisk, but there's a certain thing you're gonna run into. It's the back rooms looking one, in case you're wondering. Okay, so nothing down here. Okay. Okay, so we got a turret. Fuck it, we leave. We're done. It's too scary. I am a coward. That's the thing. Cowards are the people that tell the stories. I don't know if that's true, but in space, there's only cowards or idiots. And at least the cowards are more likely to go home at the end of the day. They're actually really generous with the
Report to the company building immediately to sell your scrap metal and other goods. You have 0 days left to meet the profit quota. You can use the terminal to route the autopilot to the company building.
Okay, so that is 60 over quota. So we're gonna skip the bottles. We're gonna save the bottles for some other day. Alright. Grab one more. Well, it's too late to do anything about that. So now we just wait for things to sell.
Your handbrake is invaluable to the company.
150, that is 20 more than we needed. Right. Yep. And we're gonna save that scrap metal for another day. Yippee! Alright, 226. I said we go March. Now, it's gonna suck if we lose these $46 in bottles, but you know, that's the nice thing about this game, is it's not like a lot of games where like you have your save file and no, not your save file, but you have like, oh, like it just like if you quit, it'll save all of your progress from one day. That I think is actually really one of the nicest things about it. Is basically if you fuck up, you can just start over. Hmm. So there's probably something over there. The question is, can I? Guess I can get over there. Yes, I can. Now, this is one of the times where it's really useful to have something like spray paint. Okay, we got a landmine in here. Aha! Okay, now if I can find one big item, I should be fine. This is fine. Ooh. Okay, but how the fuck do some of those rooms work? Those rooms just don't work. Okay, so 81. That's a little more than a third of what we need. With the number of days, I could easily call it here. But we gotta try for more. Well, that makes no sense. What sucks the most about that is that there's almost certainly loot over there. I really hope that in the final release they have a crosshair. Fuck this shit, I'm out. That's what, an extra 20? Ooh. Glad I checked here. Oh. You may be saying, Gecko, wouldn't it just make more sense to only take one trip? To which I say, there are monsters out here at night. I'm probably already out too late. I really should have checked which one was the best. And only taken that one with me. I don't see anything out there. And we're looking at 120? That's more than half. Fuck it, I'm taking the risk. Fuck it, we are not taking the risk. And that is why, when you think something's out there, you close the door. But anyways, I hope that when they, like, fully release the game, they add, like, a crosshair, so that you know what you're aiming at and how to get where exactly you need to point things. Forward experience, not bad. Alright, let's see. Alright, so March is clear. And we are on March. It's all clear. Why not? Oh, I forgot to drop this. Well, that's even better. Like, we just need 90 at this point. Alright, so 6 is the absolute latest we want to be out here. Okay, we got one of those fuckers in here. Alright, it's time to go. Alright. Sorry, key. As useful as a key might end up being in the future, it's not going to be worth more than what we have here. And we are taking off. Sucks that we're losing the key, but you know what? It's called surviving, not thriving. Alright, so we got 250. That is more than we're gonna need. Okay, experimentation is flooded, assurance is meh. Vow is stormy. Okay, so I'm not gonna try very hard. Because I have what I need. But if I can get a little bit more of a cushion, that's one of the best things you can do in Lethal Company. Backup. Yeah, I hate this, 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 I hate this map. Also, am I the only person who feels like we should be able to, scan quicksand? So I can't recognize it otherwise, because I can't really recognize it. I get confused and it's like, oh, where am I supposed to be looking? What am I looking for? What am I looking at? Okay. Ooh. Okay, we're gonna run this shit out. Because like I said, in general, you're gonna want a buffer. So I'm pretty sure I have to go through here. And if I can get to the ship, I can get back and get that other shit I left behind. That's gonna be pretty good. Oh, another magnifying glass. You know what I might do? Next time. Next time I get more of that. Next time when I get a high quota, like I have like a lot of money saved up, I'm gonna get a gun and start carrying that around. Now, I've never run into a sandworm here. But apparently it's very useful to not use up all of your running. Which is why I'm doing this little itty-bitty run. Because when I just tap it, even if I tap it multiple times in a row, it doesn't take away. Which means I have plenty of energy. Nice. Oh, damn. Hmm. I feel like one thing that would make it more interesting when you if you had to like when you're like looking at all this stuff that you're trying to sell the company. Oh boy, I oversold that. That is not what I wanted to do. Alright, so wait. Perfect quota, yeah, that one was on the lower. Quota reached, overtime bonus. New quota. I feel like if the company oscillated more in like what it paid. So like instead of having like the 30 uh 50 like 52 and then 77 and then 100%, like it was like, oh, some days we're gonna be or some days it's like, oh, it's like 90%, and like you just don't know what it's going to be at any given time, and so sometimes you have to make like the guess. Okay, now depending on how this goes, we may just end here because, well, death comes for us all. I almost have enough for a gun, I think. Actually, I might have enough. It depends. Like, I can't remember if it's like 700 or 400. Right. You know, because it gets so much more dangerous at night, I'm just gonna take shit around now. Alright, 240, which is still under what we need. So I'm gonna hop back out. I've heard some people have gotten up to like 2K on this game, which I think once in a large party, not large, but like a full party, I think we got close to 1,000. Excuse me. And that's been the best. Okay, so nothing down here. Okay, large axle. Is there a key? Nope. Hmm. Alright, see, nothing there. Time to go. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna carry these one at a time. That way, I'm less likely to die. I really hope now I think about it, the noise might actually cause more problems for me. Okay. We have about 2 hours before we need to be out of here. Portal 5 is probably still safe. Alright, got 320. So we only need like 40 more. It's pretty good. Alright, well, March is the safest option. I don't have to grab too much tonight. Should honestly be enough to get me through. Do you find it a little odd that there is like one place that you can like investigate? Like there's just one facility on each of these moons. Like you could have had like, and I mean that might be just a thing where it's like I'm used to more open world games. Like, well, you can't exactly call Stardew an open world, but for a closed world, Stardew Valley is very open. Alright. Oh, a key. Jeez. I didn't know they had full-blown gold bars in this game. No wonder they had the thing, they have like this steroid thing. I got it once, and like you take it and like it increases your run speed, or not your run speed, but your run time when you're carrying heavy stuff. So I can see why, especially like when it comes down to like the hard moons, because on the hard moons, like you, geez, if there's stuff that like you can stack up like gold bars, that's gotta be a pain in the ass. Like speed wise, because like, you know, if you're on a desert planet with 2 gold bars, you know, I better hope there's not a sandworm. Okay, time to take off. Jeez Louise. So I know for a fact I'm gonna meet the quota. Alright. Experimentation. Now, the reason we're going back to experimentation is I know the way to and from pretty easily, and this is probably gonna be our last moon aside from the company. I can't tell if this is quicksand. It is not. Also, just so you know, if you spray paint something on a moon, it tends to be there when you go back to it. So, like, don't spray paint a bunch of penises unless you're willing to deal with the fact that they will be there when you come back. Fuck that shit. Not Fuck this. Fuck this. Alright. With this, we're gonna go home. And by home, I mean to the company. We're gonna pretend that's not a bad sign. Damn. Where's that's 90 so far. It's like what, a quarter of what we need. $215. We need what? So with $215 we need 100 and so it's 360. Jeez, I have like a whole... I basically have a second quota in here. Jeez Louise. Come on, bro, eat up. Come on. Rope slurp.
Your hard
Alright,
work
one.
is invaluable to the company.
Is that enough? Okay, so we are gonna drop that off and then head out for the night. So it's important to make sure that you don't oversell your quota because then it'll go up even faster. Alright. Okay, so we have 401. What we got? Last. Oh, jeez. All that being said, guys, um, we're gonna just, you know what? We'll give Sushi a raid. Anyways, I hope y'all have fun. Um, don't know that we're gonna do this much more in the future, but you know what? I know I'm gonna play more of this, do more of this by myself, so